feel like that's shorter than the rest of them. Did I make a mistake? It's fine, I'm not taking it apart. Hi there, Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be making that amazing black and white checkered sweater vest. The one that Wednesday wears from the show Wednesday. As soon as I saw that vest, I'm like, I need to make this vest. I couldn't get it out of my mind. And the funny thing is that for a really long time, ever since I started crocheting checkerboard things, I've wanted to make a black and white vest or black and white checkered sweater, and I just never really got around to it because I had other projects, but like nothing really like clicked. And then I was watching that episode and I saw that vest and I'm like, this is it. This is what I need to make. Now, this video is not a tutorial. It is just me trying to make it. I like to make sure I have a little disclaimer there so people don't think it's a tutorial and then I don't teach you anything. I don't feel like it would be right for me to do a tutorial for this because it is not my own creation. Now, here's the thing. I only do tutorials on things that is either like so generic, like a balaclava or a hat, or it's something that I've designed and I've come up with, but because this is not my design and this is someone else's design, I'm not going to be doing a tutorial for it. The original creator, and I hope I'm saying their name right, is Alice Morell Evans. The reason how I know she's the creator is I actually saw her TikTok showing how she's the one who designed it. So definitely go check her out because she makes such like great crochet items. About 2 weeks ago, I bought all the yarn for it. Okay. There was a yarn sale, and the yarn that I'm going to be using is these two. They are the Patons Astra, and I got them at Michael's. There was a sale where you bought 3 and you got 1 free, or you bought 2 and you got 1 free. Anyways, there was a good sale, so I'm like, I'm going to buy all the yarn. Hope it's enough. It is a very common yarn, so it's not a specialty yarn. It's not any specialty colors that I'm afraid if I run out, they won't sell it anymore. They sell them at all the Michael's stores, so I'm not afraid of that. Did buy 5 skeins, I think that's how you say it, right, of black yarn because I know I'm gonna have to do the extra black, but now thinking about it, I think I might need to get more. And then I bought 4 of the white. Again, I might have bought too much or I might have bought not enough. I think the only time I've used this yarn is when I make my like crochet bandanas. I wasn't too sure. Like maybe I only need like 3 of these. Maybe I need 6. We will find out when that happens. And then it is a light 3. Usually I use a medium 4, you know, so that's gonna affect it. I'm actually going out of my comfort zone in the yarn that I'm using. Usually I stick to Impeccable or I go to Craft Smart, but today it's this yarn. And the difference between this yarn and those yarns, it is a finer weight yarn. Because usually what I'll do is I'll take projects from the past that used either one of the yarns that I'm used to and figure out the math that way. But this one, this is a new yarn. This is a new weight. It's a lot lighter. I'm not going to be able to use my 5mm crochet hook, and that is my favorite freaking crochet hook, but I can't use it. I'm going to be having to use a 4mm crochet hook, which luckily it's in this. This one is the 4mm crochet hook. And what's great is that the last one I had was this one, and it's like really plasticky and kind of bendy, and certain hooks you just can't find in stores. And I actually thrifted this for I think I thrifted this for like $1 or something like that. You know, they do sell it at Michael's, but unfortunately they sell the Susan Bates hooks. And I do not like Susan Bates, and that's okay if you like Susan Bates. No shade to anybody who likes Susan Bates. I just can't stand them. I did take screenshots of it on the show, so I have photos of it. I'm gonna try to recreate it. Now here's the thing, she is more petite than I am, so I feel like I'm gonna have to make it a little bit wider. What I'm gonna do is for the front and the back, I'm gonna use the exact same measurements. I'm gonna make the squares the same size, I'm gonna make everything the same size, but on the side panels, I'm actually gonna customize that to fit me. Maybe it will be big enough for me to wear, but if it's a little bit too small and I feel uncomfortable with it, I can just make these side panels, which are just gonna be black crocheted panels, a lot wider. I feel like that's gonna help me out with this project. I'm so excited. I am so excited to start this project today because I really want to wear it. I really want to wear it. But anyways, I'm gonna get into making this. I'm gonna start crocheting. Okay, so let me show you where I am right now with the process. I spent the last few days making, I think that's all of it, making all the striped parts because I feel like that was the more challenging thing. So get like the math and the figuring that out done, then I can just start working on the black stripes of it. This is the back stripe, front stripe, and then this is like the shoulder one, so it goes like this and then it goes down. Now what I did is I could have made 2 pieces and then sew them together, but I'm like, I'll just make one piece because that makes more sense. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt. I feel like I could have made it one giant piece. What I did is Alice did make a TikTok, and in that they put a photo of the garment, like the blocking of it. And so I screenshotted that so I can, like, you know, zoom in and get a real good detail of what it looks like. So what I did is I looked at it and it looked like there was 8 chains by 8, so like 16 across. And then I think I diverged a little bit. So it's not like exact, it's how I see it and how I want to wear it. So I think theirs was like a little bit taller. Did I make that short? Is that shorter than the rest of them? I feel like that's shorter than the rest of them. Did I make a mistake? I'm not taking it apart, but now I'm just kind of realizing that these squares here look a little shorter than the rest of the squares. It's fine, I'm not taking it apart. Again, I'm not too sure what yarn they used, so I just did a very thin yarn, and you can see the reverse. And again, this is why I don't hide my yarn colors in my projects, because certain colors peek through, okay? But that was the look of the project, so that's what I did. I really do like it. I think it looks really good. The way that it was put together looked like it was sewn together. So each part was done separately and then sewn together. That's how I kind of see it. It didn't look very flat. There does look to be a little bit of, like, not beveling. I don't know if that's the word. It kind of puffs up a bit, and usually when it puffs up a little bit, it means it's kind of like stitched on the sides. And I only know that's from projects that I've done. Again, maybe it was all sewn together. It just doesn't look like all the pieces were sewn as one big piece. They all look like they were crocheted individually and then sewn together. So that's what it's looking like right now. I'm missing some pieces. What I'm doing is I'm going to be doing the black parts, like the 2 in here and then the 2 on the back, and then I'm going to try it on and see how it fits, because that will determine how big I need to make the sides, because I don't know how wide I need it to be. That's where I am. Hopefully I can get this done sooner than I thought. Like, I have a deadline, but I don't know if I'm going to make that deadline, so we'll see. I'm not really running into a problem. It's just, it looks a little off to me and I'm trying to figure it out. In the photo that I have, it looks like the black pieces in between here are thinner. When I count the stitches, it says it's 16, so technically it's supposed to be the same size as this, because this is 16 because it's 8, 8, 16. It's pretty much the same size. It's a little over. So I don't know if I should keep going with this size, because this just looks way too wide. Like, this looks way too wide. I have to figure that out. And what sucks is that I took this apart and then I redid it. I tried to redo it, I don't know where that went, with a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, and it really didn't do anything. Like, I thought maybe it would shorten it a bit. It didn't. So I did go back to the 4. It's just too big. Whereas, say, if I go like this, I'm just turning it sideways for a second. I feel like I like that a lot better. I think I might make this a little bit smaller because it just doesn't look right. I'm still having trouble with this. So I took the inch off, and that was like a total of 4 stitches. Like, it's a little too small. I honestly don't know. It just looks really small now compared to the checkers. I have been like working on this little piece for almost 2 hours now. Like, 16 was way too much, and I think it's because the crocheting, like the stitching on it, seemed a lot tighter, and I have a very loose crochet stitch. You know, my tension, that's it, the tension. I have a very loose tension. I don't have a tight tension. Looser your tension, the wider it's gonna be. The tighter the tension, the more like shorter it's gonna be due to the tension. I don't know if I like it this small. You know, I'm gonna go with 14. I'm gonna take it apart for the third time. Third time tonight, I'm gonna take this apart. Oh, it's Morty! Morty, what you doing? Cool, okay. Here, let me move that for you and you can sit in the corner here. Yeah, that's where you're gonna sit. That's my yarn. Don't eat my yarn. I'm just a baby. You know what? I'm gonna bite the bullet. I realized looking at this, 12 is too small, 16 is too large. I'm gonna go with 14, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get it done, because I really wanted to get 2 of these done today, and I don't know if I'm even gonna get 1 done due to the fact I've taken it apart so many times. Yeah, I've taken it apart way too many times. Can you hear him? Oh. Kisses, kissing the camera. That's the plan. I'm not going back. And if I go back, I swear, if I go back to 16, I'm gonna lose my mind. We're gonna move on, right, Morty? Oh, can I have my hook? Thank you. We're gonna move on, right? Okay. Last night, I finally finished all the black stripes, and this is what it looks like from the front. So as you can see, I did the little thing here where you decrease. So this is gonna like line up with that, and then this one is gonna line up with that. This is what it's gonna look like from the back. I'm just doing flat. I'm not gonna make a V in the back because I actually don't really know what it looks like from the back. Like I didn't see a photo of the back of it, so I'm just assuming it's flat. Today, what I'm gonna do is with a yarn needle is I'm going to attach all these pieces, and then I'll be able to figure out the side pieces because I haven't done what's going to connect this side to this side yet because I don't know what it looks like. I didn't get like a good side profile of it. I'm going to stitch the front and the back together, and then I'm going to try it on and see how far I have to go. Maybe I have to make the exact same as this. Maybe I have to make them a little bit thicker. I think I'm either going to do a slip stitch border or a single crochet border. I'll figure that out when that time comes, but for right now, stitching and figuring out the measurements for the sides. All right, I'm gonna start on probably the most scariest part of this entire project because I'm hoping all my math adds up right. I think I'm gonna do the middle part first, like the two middle parts, and then I'll add the sides, and then I'll do the back part. This is gonna really show if my math was right, and you know how much I don't care for doing the math, so wish me luck. Not even 5 minutes in, and I've already messed up because this one is just slightly longer than that. So where I attached them, it was wrong. So now I have to just unstitch this and start again. Hopefully this is the first and last thing that goes wrong with this, I hope. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, that looks pretty good. Now I just have to attach the rest of them. Okay, so this is the first try on. I wore a really bright yellow shirt, so like I can like really focus on what's going on here. The thing has no shape, but it currently has no shape because I haven't done the sides yet. So it's more of a poncho right now. It's looking pretty good. The shoulders really go out. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of like pinch it in a little bit and see how that looks. Cause I don't want it to be, cause like right there's my belt, right? Like I have my belt right there. So it's like, I don't want it to be like super flush. So I just have to figure out the sides. That's what I'm gonna finish today. I would like to get the whole thing done today, but if worse comes to worse, I would at least like to get the sides both done today, and then tomorrow I can attach them and then just do the final touches, which is the border of it. It's looking like it. Like this looks like it. It just looks a lot more boxy right now because this is supposed to more go on the side and like that. So it will look good when it's all done. I might sound like I'm questioning it. I kind of am, but I'm going to trust the process and we're going to see how this turns out. After I showed you the try on, it took me, I want to say, what time is it right now? An hour. It took me an hour to figure out how wide I want the sides, and I did a lot of math. I don't think the math will make any sense to anybody else, but I did some math. So the only side profile I have of this is this photo. And like you can see, there's a black side here and there's a black side there. So like all this that her arm is covering is black yarn. But then I tried it on and then I would like pin this, just like the strand, to the two sides, and it was just really, really wide. And I know it's an oversized look. Like if you, where's the photo? Like it's kind of like buckling in there a bit because it is oversized. And I'm like, oh, like it's really oversized. I should make this strand really long. But what I'm forgetting is that this yarn could be cotton, could be wool, could be acrylic, could be anything. And I'm using acrylic. The way that her vest flows might be a lighter yarn, and because it's a lighter yarn, it will do that, where when I tried to widen the side, it didn't have that same effect that like it's doing right here. Mine didn't do that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go with 20. I'm gonna go with 20 on the sides and we'll see how that goes. And if it's like too tight, well then I will take it apart. But if it's too loose, then I think I'm okay with that. If I can get the one side done today, I was hoping to get both of them done, but if I can get one done today and figure out if I like it, and if I like it, I can get the other one done today. But if I don't like it, then I'll take it apart and I'll redo the ones. Maybe the 20 will work perfectly and I can move on. But if it's not, I will take it apart and I'll redo it tonight. And then tomorrow I'll finish the other side and then finish the finishing touches, and then I'll be done, hopefully. In the 20 minutes that I last updated you, I decided that 20 just isn't going to be wide enough for my liking, so I'm going to do 25. I did experiment with 30. I didn't like it, so now I'm going to go to 25 stitches across. Again, that would be like the sides here. Yeah, because I did 30 and 30 was too much. Also, what's so funny, out of all of this and me stitching it together and everything, the side part is the most frustrating part out of this entire project right now. Current time, 10 o'clock. I was gonna stop. I'm just like, you know what? I just want to attach everything together. So I got the two sides done. I'm gonna just sew it on. I think I'm gonna do the border tomorrow, but I just want to try it on so I can go to bed and know what it looks like and know what I'm gonna have to deal with tomorrow. So there's no more surprises. It's time for me to go to bed because I sewed the same piece to itself. This, I was supposed to sew it to this. I thought this was going on here like that, but no. Do you see that? I'm gonna have to take it out now and redo it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I know I said I was gonna do it tonight. I'm real tired now, and I just sewed it to itself. And when I get to this point, it's that point where it's like, if I do any more, nothing's gonna turn out well. I'm not even gonna take it apart tonight. I'm gonna take it apart tomorrow, and I'm gonna sew it on tomorrow, and I'm just gonna finish it tomorrow now, because I'm done. I've made a sleeve out of a vest. I'm done. I took the piece apart. I ended up accidentally actually cutting a little bit of this. I just had to recrochet that. Fun times. Anyways, I'm now gonna attach it properly. Both the sides are attached. Now the other thing that I need to fix, and this is why when I said I hope it doesn't bite me in the butt for making this one piece, the reason why I said that is if I would have made them separate pieces, this would have been a lot easier to fix, but they are one piece. And what I need to fix is I don't like how the arm juts out like this. It's making me look like I'm wearing a football uniform. I need to tuck it in so it's half. I could do two things. I could, one, cut this, like, because it's attached, unattach it here, and then cut this, undo all of here, and then redo it. The other option I had was just to fold it and then tack it down. So what I ended up doing is I just folded it over. That's what it looks like from that side here. And then of course I'm gonna do a little bit of a border here. So hopefully that will hide it. It is what it is. It's the best that I can do for right now. I think it's okay. I'm gonna do the same to the other side. And then I am gonna go around and do a single crochet border. Okay, and it is all done. And you know what else really kind of sucks is that last year at this time, I had really long dark hair that I would braid into 2 braids. And now my hair is super short. Yesterday, I realized that I did not own a white dress shirt. I have in the past, and then I ended up cutting off the sleeves because I just wanted the collar part to go underneath sweaters. So I ended up buying this one, and well, I thrifted it. It's actually Christian Dior. I think that's like a fancy brand. I'm not 100% sure. I bought like this in the men's section, just oversized to go with this. I'll just give you like a full 360 so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so like this is... that's the back. It looks like it's supposed to, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I think that's my problem, is I don't know how to feel about it because like it's mixed emotions. Like part of me is like, oh my goodness, I actually made this. It's amazing. It's super cute. And then the other part of me just feels like it's like really oversized. Should I have made it cropped? I kind of like how it looks cropped. Like I'm not being negative about it, but I'm not being overly excited. And I think the reason why I'm not being overly excited is because the last few projects I've made have come from my head and I was really excited about the design and then it all came together. I feel like those really came to life. Few things kind of derailed itself during this project and that's all I can think about. For instance, these, I think I made them work. They were too far out. So what I did is I folded it, sewed it here, put it down, and then did the border on top of it. I think it looks a little bit better. If I were to wear it, I'd probably be with this jacket, which I think looks pretty gosh darn cute. I do like this. This is actually something that I would wear out and about. Now, the other thing that's kind of like throwing me off is that the pants that I'm wearing are like a teensy bit cropped. So every time I look in the mirror, I feel like I'm Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction, which I've seen only once, and I don't understand the big hype about it. But you know what? I think the other thing about it is that the sides here are very wide. Maybe I could have like decreased it as I went up. Like it could have been wider at the bottom and then I could have decreased it up. Again, I didn't see a good side view of it. The only part I saw was like literally her standing like this and I could see a little bit of black from this side and a little bit of black from that side. I did have a really fun time making this. Like I did have a fun time making it. Okay, so here's the thing. I think the main problem of me not wanting to, it's not that I don't want to wear it. I think it's adorable. I think my problem is I don't feel like I'm confident enough to wear something this cool out in public. I give this an 8 out of 10. It was a little bit of a challenge, but it wasn't too much of a challenge that I knew I couldn't handle. I think it looks cool. I just have to be confident enough to wear this outside. That's my problem. But you know what? I do like it. I really like it. I think it's a really cool project. Also, I do want to say that it took me roughly 32 hours to make. 5 of those hours, I want to say, were trying to figure out the math of this, and like a good 2 hours was trying to figure out the math just on these sides here, because that took me forever. Roughly 32, give or take. I try to like minus dinner and lunch breaks, and if I take like TikTok breaks and stuff like that, I try to like deduct that. It was a lighter knit yarn, so that would take me a lot more time to crochet anything. Super cute. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it. That will do it for this video. If you're new to my channel, like sewing, crafting, thrifting, and crocheting, why not hit that subscribe button? You can also follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok, both at fancydinotparty. I think that is it. So y'all have a good day now.